Hello, 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 and welcome to the second revelation, commitment. So, if you are watching this video, it means you have read the first revelation commentary, answered the first revelation questions, you identified your fear, you recognized the root cause, and you completed your fear challenge. If you have not done those things, hightail it on back and make sure you do those things. And then when you complete those, circle back and join us here at the second revelation. You should also, every day, still, until I tell you to stop, be doing your mirror work. So that means twice a day in the mirror, you are saying, thank you, I am loved and supported. Thank you, I am fearless and favored. Thank you. Whatever your affirmations are, I just go off the top of my mind because I say them all the time, but you should be looking yourself in the eyes, doing your mirror work and making sure you tell yourself how great you are and how fearless you are. And you are going to retrain your mind, create new neural pathways of confidence and fearlessness. And you are going to release the old. You should still be saying that even if you committed, or why do I keep saying committed? Even if you complete it, because this is the second revelation, commitment, so my mind's there. Even if you completed your fear challenge, you are still to be releasing and reaffirming the new, releasing the old and reaffirming the new. So I hope that you are doing that. If you are not doing that, you need to be doing that. Pick that back up. If you thought, oh, well, I've done my fear challenge, I'm done with that. No, you're not. You are still saying, even on the second revelation, until I change it up for you, you're still saying your affirmations that we made in the first revelation. Okay? So now let's get to the second revelation. This week, for the second revelation, you are going to read the second revelation commentary. You're going to answer the second revelation journal questions, and then you are going to stop in the name of love. You're going to stop there. Okay, again, last time this week, read the second revelation commentary, get in a quiet place, get centered, do what you need to do, take a deep breath, answer those second revelation journal questions, and then stop. In the name of love. I'm not a singer for a reason, but I can still sing, and you should stop there. Okay, so let's talk about the second revelation. The second revelation is commitment. Commitment is a verb. It means to do or perform. So many times when we think of commitment, we think of things that it's something we're going to start doing. I'm going to make a commitment to doing that. Many times at the beginning of a new year, we make New Year's resolutions, which are literally just new commitments. We're making commitment to eat healthier, to exercise, to not procrastinate, to do something to travel more, whatever your resolution is. A lot of people don't keep those resolutions, and they're for the same reasons that many of us don't keep our commitments. But we're going to find that out, and we're going to work through that. This is what the second revelation is all about. So I want to introduce a new concept to you, because the second revelation is about commitment, as I said, but I want to challenge that notion. And this is not about so much about you making a new commitment. It's about you changing commitments. Because today I want to challenge the notion that right now, today, you're already in a commitment. Anything you do on a daily basis, anything you spend your time, your money, your attention on, you already made a commitment to. So if every day, instead of eating healthy, you eat things that do not promote health in your body, then at this point, your commitment has been to eating unhealthy. Now, whether that choice was conscious or unconscious, you still formed a commitment with it because it's what you have been doing on a daily basis every day for years or months. There's a difference between a wish and a reality. And the difference is commitment. I have wished for years that I was fluent in another language, but I have never made the commitment to make my wish a reality. The things that you wish for are accessible, but the reality is, and we're going to keep it real with ourselves, because that's the commitment we made when we started this journey together, to keep it real. So the things that you wish for are accessible, but the reality is you don't feel like the sacrifice needed involved in keeping the commitment to see it through, or you don't have the discipline to keep making the commitment. So either one, you don't feel like the sacrifice because every commitment involves a sacrifice, or you don't have the discipline to see it through. I believe that you do, and I believe we're going to pull that discipline out of you. But so in not keeping that commitment because you did not want to make the sacrifice or you did not have the discipline, you kept a commitment, but not to the new thing. You just committed to doing the easiest thing, which was either eating bad, either procrastinating, whatever it was, either not being a good steward over your money, whatever it was, that was a behavior that you did on a daily basis. So you kept that commitment versus honoring the new commitment of eating healthy, of exercising, of being a good steward over your money, of not procrastinating. Because both ways are commitment. It's just which commitment are you going to keep? And many of us have kept the easier commitment. Now, maybe, like I said, you wish to have a bigger savings, but that involves a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice if you want to have a bigger savings and getting some things and going some places that maybe you can't go anymore. So if I want to save money, there's certain things that I'm going to have to sacrifice getting and buying to keep that commitment to myself. My commitment is saving money. Okay, well then I can't get that new pair of shoes. Okay, then maybe I can't take that trip that I thought I was going to take because if I get out there, I'm going to be spending money, have to pay for room and board. So you have to make a sacrifice. There is no commitment that doesn't involve a sacrifice of time or effort, right? So you did the thing. Instead of doing the thing that was challenging, you did the thing that made you feel more comfortable. Same thing with fitness or weight goals. Whatever it was that you've been saying you wanted to start but didn't do, you did something else in its place. That thing that you've been doing is the thing that you've been committed to. And so your wish remained a wish instead of becoming a reality. My wish to read more or to learn different languages remained a wish until I decide or I determine to make the sacrifice to make it a reality. So this revelation, the second revelation, is not so much about making commitment, but changing commitments. You're going to change the commitment that you've done to maybe you zoned out in front of Netflix instead of exercising. You're going to change that commitment. Instead of my commitment to zoning out in front of Netflix, now I'm going to commit to exercising or commit to doing the research to start a new business or commit to reading more or commit to spending time with my child or commit to cleaning out the garage like I said I've been wanting to do. Whatever you've been saying, that thing that you've been wanting to do, but you've made a commitment to do other things in its place, talk on the phone, surf social media, whatever it is. Second revelation, we change and we switch it up. We change in commitments. And I want to help you with another misnomer when it comes to commitments. The thought that I'll do it when I have more time, you can stop saying that to yourself right now. There will never be enough time for you to do that thing that you've always wanted to do, that God has either placed on your heart to do or any that you've always wanted, this dream you've had, you're going to do it when you have more time. It's not going to happen. There's never going to be enough time because life will always present other things before it or in front of it. You have to create the time. You have to make that sacrifice to make that wish a reality, to make that commitment the new you, the part of the new life and the new beginning that you want. So, like I said, as you can see from my bookshelf, that I love reading. But for a season, I did not read as much because I made a commitment to social media. Now, I didn't make this in my conscious mind. I was like, you know what? I'm going to spend all my time on social media. No, I got engrossed like many of us do because we know how social media can be. Those of you who are not on social media, bravo to you. Most of us are, and you get in one post and then you're commenting and then you're looking and then you're going, and next thing you know, more time has passed, and then most of us have busy lives, and then we have to get to our life. We have to do the dishes, cook dinner, get ready for, you have to do something with the kids or the husband or the this or the that. And so next thing you know, that time that you could have spent doing the thing that you wanted to do or that you felt like would add value to your life, which is me with reading. I believe that reading adds more value to my life than me scrolling through Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever the new latest thing is, because there's always a newer latest thing that I feel like that adds more value to my life. But I got caught up in social media, or I would get caught up zoning out into Netflix because there would be a good film. And there's time for that. I don't want to act like that's not a great thing. I love Bridgerton as much as everybody else. That series was everything. And I loved all the time I spent watching it. I think I binged it in 2 days, and it was well worth it. It added value to my life. That was something I absolutely enjoyed and absolutely wanted to do. Is that something I want to do every day? No. I want to have those moments where I find a series that I fall in love with, like I fell in love with Bridgerton, but I wanted to read more. And because I'm such an avid reader, like I said, I let social media get in the way of that. So what I was finding out, because you kind of develop an addiction to that other thing that you've been committed to, that you didn't realize you were committed to before you got in this program in there and said, hey, you're committed to that other thing. So I was committed, I didn't realize, I made a commitment because I was doing it every day to social media. So I had to pull myself away because it becomes a habit and an addiction where you're just picking up your phone. It's so easy and you're just scrolling and you're scrolling and you're scrolling. I was like, okay, I need to stop this and set aside time to read. And so I decided when the best time was for me to do that. And then I made the commitment to turn off my phone and sit there and read. And at first it was hard because there's that thing that happens with you on social media where you're like, well, what is such and such doing? Well, let me just check. Let me look. No, so you have to, kind of reel yourself back in and then do that thing that you have decided you want to make a new commitment to. You have to change commitments. So I changed my commitment from spending so much time on social media to reading more. It wasn't easy, but the more I set aside the time, the easier it became and the more I enjoyed it. And then I got through one book and then I got through another book. And now I'm back in my reading zone. I'm still on social media because I enjoy that too. That's a fun part of my life. But I no longer let social media rob me of the true commitment that I wanted to make. So now I have, I guess, still 2 commitments because I'm committed a little bit to social media. I'm on there, but I spend more time reading, which is really what I want to be committed to. We've all heard the saying, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Well, that's true, because making a commitment to elevate your life in any way, whether it be something as simple as doing spring cleaning in your house or changing the way you eat or going back to school or starting a new business, requires a sacrifice. And there's literally no way around it. So when you commit to rise higher, it requires a sacrifice, and it's not going to be easy. You're not going to always feel like it. In fact, for a season, it may be downright hard, especially if the new commitment is eating differently. That's often like a really hard commitment. But you are leaving the commitment of eating bad and changing your commitment to eating good. So I want to ask you a question. Those of you who are, kind of wrestling with commitments in your life, are changing commitments, as I'm saying. Are you prepared to live your life without making an effort to be excellent? I'll ask you again. I know making a commitment is hard, and it involves a sacrifice that is not easy and is going to be hard for you to make. We're going to acknowledge that as adults. But I'm asking you, are you prepared to live the rest of your life without making the effort to be excellent, to be the best version of yourself? I don't think you are. I think you want more. I think that's why we're here together on this journey. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get that thing that you want. Let's find your methodology so you can make a long-standing commitment to that thing. We're going to talk about more of that next week, but today, as you begin the second revelation, I just wanted to talk about commitments. Let's change videos for a second because I have a story I want to tell you.